Hey guys, I am MG, and today I'll be looking at Rocky 2, which is a 1979 American sports drama film that was written and directed by Sylvester Stallone, who returns as the main character, Rocky Balboa. However, now is not the time to feel nostalgic. Now is the time to review. So why do we do that? Right now. This film is a significant improvement to the original in so many ways, and I really don't have a lot to criticize about it. Sure, Pauline's role in the story is way more reduced than in the original. He has some good scenes, like confronting his sister, but I wanted to see him more in this film, considering he's good friends with Rocky, but it's not all that concerning. The pacing was also pretty great, but I thought the opening Lexi footage dragged on a little too long, and a couple of scenes feel weirdly rushed here and there, but it's not a big deal. Also, I felt like Mickey was pushing Rocky a bit too much. Like, I understand him being mad at Rocky over not putting enough effort, but when he calls him a low-life loser, I felt that was a little out of character, since Mickey cares about Rocky and doesn't want him to get hurt, or even put him in a ring for his health, with a reality check scene being a perfect way to show their friendship. I also don't get how Adrian was okay with Rocky fighting. Like, the last time we see her before telling Rocky to win, she was arguing with Pauline about how she is affecting his training. And it doesn't look like she changed her mind, but then after waking up, she's just fine with it. And that makes no sense to me at all. It would have been better if she changed her mind before she went into a coma, but it's not a huge problem. And lastly, while the climax did have tension unlike last time, I felt like the last round dropped the dramatic effect quite a bit, which made me not really feel anything. But the effect quickly comes back when both fighters are on the floor. But outside of these weird little issues, I got really attached to the entire film as a whole. The music is just as amazing as it was in the first film, with some minor changes to make it not too similar, which I really like. The directing by Stallone was a huge step up from before, with more depth put into it, with a slow motion, great camera angles, and others. The editing was really sharp, and even though there were fast cuts in the finale, I don't know, I liked those cuts, because it puts more tension into a fight itself. The characters were just as endearing as ever. Rocky was even more engaging than before because of how much the writing has given him a lot more to work with, which is honestly what a sequel should do. Enhance the character's struggles and strengths, which this movie exactly does, from struggling to find a job, to being sad about not fighting, and to feel grief over not doing what Adrian wants him to do, which affects both of their lives in a believable way. But Stallone's performance is the main reason why I'm so attached to his character. He just puts all of his emotion into his performance, which unsurprisingly really worked for me. And people don't give Stallone enough credit for his acting, because he is just so fantastic in every scene he is in, that it makes him the highlight of the whole film. Apollo Creed was a much more menacing antagonist, with Carl Weathers' performance bringing the character much more anger and vengeance, which is exactly what he feels in the film. And even though he has about the same screen time as the first, I didn't mind that he was underused, because not all of the plot relates to Creed, unlike the original, which is why I think it was the right choice to make his role not a huge one. The only issue with this character is that he wants a rematch instantly after the fight. I understand him wanting it later, but not instantly. Adrian was really likable, with Talia Shire's performance having a lot more levity than before, and her relationship with Rocky is just so powerful, because of how much you understand both of their perspectives, and how realistic it feels. In the original, she was kind of forced to date Rocky, and I was only won over by their relationship, because of how well written both characters are. But the sequel not only has well written characters, but lovable interactions between both lovers, that it makes some of their scenes the best parts of the film, with my favorite scene being Rocky sharing his desire to fight. When he says, "Don't try to stop me from being a man," it's just like, man, you know? That one word is just very raw, and just so powerful that you don't even know why, but yet it is. Pauline was as fun as ever, with his friendship with Rocky being nice, and Burt Young is great in his acting. Mickey was really endearing, with a realistic friendship with Rocky that is only enhanced by Burgess Meredith's fantastic performance that suits his character really nicely. The finale was actually tense, with me thinking about how Rocky will end up after a fight, because of what happened to him in the first film. The setting has some new locations, which is fun to watch, and overall, this film is what I would call a true sequel to the original, so definitely worth a watch. 8.7 out of 10. Goodbye everyone, and thank you for watching. Bye.